My second cohort of the business coaching program is about to end its registration soon, and which means when February comes, I'm going to be teaching for the whole month to my students about business. And now, because this is my second run, I have a bit of a better understanding of what's gonna happen because I've experienced it once. And now, when it comes to business coaching, it's sort of similar to life coaching as well, but specifically for business coaching, I think what makes business so hard is you have to fail a lot. So it means you have to go through many iterations of um, trial and error. But the thing is, the way that it's phrased, trial and error, makes you really want to avert the error, right? So, I'm going to try to call it execution and evaluation. So E&E, right? You need really many attempts at E&E in order to find out what works for you and what feels comfortable for you in terms of business. And now it's not strictly related to you know, the act of making money, but like even YouTube, right? You gotta try out many different strategies, many different types of videos. Like some are themed, some have a consistent kind of a like a pattern. Some have thumbnails, some don't. You experiment with short form, you experiment with like live streams. Really, you gotta try it, but all of those things multiple times to get a sense of, do I like this or do I not? Do I want to do this or do I not? But again, we think of execution and evaluation as trial and error, and we normally don't want to error, so which makes us not do things, right? And now, so I was thinking about what's the root of not wanting to do trial and error, because trial and error by itself isn't like a bad thing, right? It's by and it doesn't have any inherent quality of goodness or badness. It just is. You just try things like, and it's synonymous with like repetition, right? And so what makes it so difficult is, I think, throughout our growth, we have very little opportunities to be truly neutrally executing and evaluating. Because the times where we need to perform, there's so few, right? Given the kind of standard American school year, at most you have four chances to be evaluated. If it's a semester, then you have two, right? And now, like, of course, you have exams and tests, and so many, you have them like once or twice a year, like the really important exams, or if you're quartered like four times. But how do you prep for those? You prep for those by like studying the material, but test taking is itself kind of a ability that you acquire, right? It's a skill. What That's the whole point of SAT, right? Supposedly, because it's a scholastic aptitude test. And so, in order to do well at a test, you need a lot of experience in solving problems, getting it wrong, and then evaluating it, and then getting it right, and then evaluating it and such. But, you know, for SATs, you can buy books, right? But they cost money. So a lot of the impoverished students and the students living in poverty in terms of their like family situation, they don't really have access to all these like SAT like test books, right? And even if you're rich and you buy all the books, you eventually run out of problems to like test solve. And now that's like the realm of SATs, which you have like 3 years to prep, like in practice. But when you think about how your school year usually goes, there's such little chances to actually put into practice the process of execution and execution and evaluation. And so, is it any wonder that we never properly learn how to manage the, like experience and the feelings that come from undesired result? because we get so punished and we get so reprimanded and by these failures, right? So those failures are required in order for you to succeed eventually, but like at the critical times where it matters, and that's the only thing that's being evaluated, it just has too much of a cost. So both execution has a cost, evaluation has a risk. So I don't think it's any wonder that when it comes time to do your own business, business is a big deal, right? So I have two jobs, but like many people rely solely on their business for income. And so when stakes are that high, people naturally gravitate towards safety, especially if they've tried riskier things once and then it didn't really go well, right? So my entire philosophy about business coaching is repeated evaluation, execution and evaluation. And I'm really looking forward to doing that this February. And yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys today. It's not strictly a life coaching video, but if you would like to, um, if you want to get better at something, I invite you to practice execution evaluation. Execution